I was today years old when I learned these things about fast food. McDonald's stopped using beef tallow in their french fries after a rich person had a heart attack and spent $3 million on a 4-page ad calling out McDonald's on how unhealthy their food menu was. This is when McDonald's fries stopped being as addictive. McDonald's got rid of their spoon-shaped coffee stirs because people started using them as cocaine spoons. It's said that a McDonald's Caesar salad has more calories, salt, and fat than a Big Mac. McDonald's paid Justin Timberlake over $6 million to sing their jingle. McDonald's, I'm loving it. McDonald's once came up with bubblegum flavored broccoli in an attempt to get kids to eat healthier, but it was never introduced because children found it confusing. A Starbucks Grande coffee has about 320 milligrams of caffeine in it, over 4 times the amount of caffeine in a Red Bull. And a Starbucks cinnamon chip has more calories than a McDonald's quarter pounder at 480 calories. A Starbucks Venti latte and Grande latte both have exactly 2 shots of espresso. The only difference is you're paying $1 more for 4 ounces more of froth milk. In order to keep the original recipe a secret, KFC has one company mix the first half of 11 spices and then ships it to McCormick, who adds the rest of the spices before sending it back to KFC. Burger King released a $40 million campaign back in November of 1985 called Where's the Herb?
Spot Herb at Burger King and win $5,000 and a chance at $1 million.
The idea was to find a character whose name was Herb who've never been to a Burger King restaurant. Other food chains pointed out that Herb wasn't at a Burger King because he liked other burgers more. Burger King's profits fell by over 40% in 1986. In 2018, the Domino's in Russia offered up to 100 free pizzas a year for 100 years if you tattooed the Domino's logo somewhere visible on your body. This was supposed to last for a month, but because it became so popular, they ended it after a week after 350 people got Domino's tatted on their body. Domino's ended their 30 minutes or it's free campaign after their driver killed someone trying to rush and beat the 30-minute time limit.
Only Domino's Pizza delivers in 30 minutes or less. None of the rest are always this hot.
In 2012, Papa John's was sued for over $250 million for spam texting their customers in the middle of the night.
Just leave me alone!
In 2012, Dunkin' Donuts released an ad campaign in Seoul, Korea that sprayed the aroma of coffee in buses and played the Dunkin' Donuts jingle. The campaign reached more than 350,000 people and sales grew up to 29%.
Now, I want coffee.
Wendy's Chocolate Frosty is actually half chocolate and half vanilla because the owner Dave Thomas thought that chocolate would be too overpowering when paired with burger and french fries. Taco Bell failed to pay 2 Michigan men who came up with the Taco Bell Chihuahua mascot and was ordered to pay them $42 million in 2009.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Taco Bell tried entering the Mexican market twice and failed miserably twice because the locals looked at it as inauthentic and a joke. Dairy Queen doesn't serve ice cream. To be categorized as ice cream, the minimum butterfat must be at 10%, and their product only has 5%. Therefore, it's called soft serve. The name Häagen-Dazs was completely made up by a Polish-Jewish founder to sound Danish. The 2 dots above the A's doesn't even exist in Danish, and neither does the ZS letter combination.
You want to talk about good marketing? Häagen-Dazs sounds like a fancy European brand, right? But it's not at all.
Whataburger in Texas and Whataburger in Virginia opened at the same time in 1950, but both didn't know about each other's existence until 1970. They both sued each other, but the court ruled out that the customers were likely not to be confused about whether the burgers came from Texas or Virginia. In 1988, Denny's restaurants were all open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. But they decided to close for Christmas and give their employees a day off. The only problem they faced was that none of the locations had locks on the doors. So they had to outfit 700 locations with new locks so they can be closed for that day alone. In 2013, Subway was sued for selling 11-inch footlongs. In the settlement, they agreed to pay $525,000 in attorney fees and to require their restaurants to now measure the bread so that the footlong and 6-inch sandwiches will indeed be at least 12 inches and 6 inches respectively. In 2017, a Carl's Jr. in Santa Rosa, California, which was untouched by surrounding wildfires, suddenly caught fire when staff made 165 hamburgers for the first responders. In 1984, Burger King ran an ad campaign with a character called Mr. Rodney in an attempt to show how good their cooking was over McDonald's. This character closely resembled Mr. Rogers, and the ad campaign stopped after Mr. Rogers called himself Burger King's vice president. Taco Bell provides tortillas for NASA to use in space instead of bread, because bread can cause problems aboard international space stations as crumbs can get caught in instruments, so they rather use Taco Bell tortillas because of their long-lasting shelf life. Pizza Hut once delivered a pizza to space and the delivery fee was $1 million.